Hello guys, one minute now, we're just having some technical difficulties a minute, just give us a minute. One minute. Hello guys, can you hear me now okay? Mike, can you hear me okay? Mike, can you hear me? One minute guys. Hello Mike, can you hear me? With the headphones, can you hear me Mike? Can you hear me with the headphones? That's good. Send me a request then. Take on the camera icon when you're ready. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
1 minute again, sorry.
That's right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, sod the headphones, sod it. Put them away and then I'll be sorted. Mike, just give us 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Give us a minute, Mike. Sorry. Just give us 1 minute. Give us 1 minute, Mike. I don't know what's happening. Just to inform you, I've not been prepared, so don't thought of any questions. So, I'm so sorry. Hello, Brandon. Why am I in? Brandon, this is pit on the house. So, you guys will just have technical difficulties. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Brilliant.
So when you're ready, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Mike from Mike's MS Journey. Basically, I've set up a social media channels and podcasts just talking about my journey with MS. Still very new to it all. I was diagnosed about 3-4 months ago now. Originally, I was told back end of February last year to expect the diagnosis, which I have to be honest, it came out of absolutely nowhere. I'd been having issues mobility-wise and pain for many years. Unfortunately, I totally ignored it, and it's put me in a position where I am now, which is a bit of a shame.
So does that result in day-to-day life then?
Yeah, it does, definitely. I'm in a position where up until about 6 months ago, I could walk to and from work without any kind of problem at all. Best part of 3 miles a day. Unfortunately, now I have to walk with crutches, predominantly two, but I'm a bit naughty sometimes. I'll try and get away with walking with one. Um, But now it's got to the point where actually I have to walk around and get round using a mobility scooter, because walking more than 2 to 3 minutes, I get to a point where my legs hurt that much. Actually, I physically have to sit down for the rest of the day, which, again, it's not nice. I'll be honest, it's not nice. It hurts a lot.
Unbearable, really.
Absolutely. That's probably the right word for it. I'm on certain painkillers to try and take the pain away, and they help, but in all fairness, not to a massive extent. They sort of just take the edge off.
Mm.
What I will say.
Oh, you carry on, sorry.
No, so all I was going to say is very much the point of, at my age, I'm only 39 years old, and doing the job I do, and I'm not going to say the job I do, it's something I do keep a little bit quiet, but it makes for a very difficult life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a family man. My kids see me fall over quite a bit. Obviously, my wife, bless her, she's absolutely brilliant. You know, she picks me up when I fall over, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not nice. It's actually, it's one of those things where you look at yourself sometimes and think, why? Why me? Why is this happening? And unfortunately,
Does it have a lifespan or not?
with MS, from what I've looked into, I've done a lot of research on it. It always used to be, and I'm talking many years ago, that they say it take quite a bit off your lifespan. But actually now, as long as you get on treatment, which currently I'm not,
Yeah.
that's something that it's a bit of bane of contention at the minute between myself and the NHS. They're brilliant. I love them to bits, but they're sort of putting a lot of blocks in the way of me actually getting on treatment.
Yeah.
But it doesn't massively reduce lifespan, but what it does do is it reduces mobility and everything like that to quite a big extent. And that's where I am with it.
Yeah.
In terms of my mobility, as I was saying, I now get round crutches or mobility scooter. And it's very much a case of, I've always been quite fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And that's changed quite drastically, which is upsetting.
Yeah.
You know, the other issues is I've got lesions on the brain, which massively impacts my short-term memory.
Yeah.
I can tell you now about football training sessions I had probably 30 odd years ago. I could walk into a room, put a set of keys down on the table, turn round to talk to one of the kids or my wife,
Yeah.
and I'd forget what I'd actually come into the room for.
Yeah, I'm near enough like that. Like, if you asked me to do something, I'd remember. So if I saw, if I knew you properly in person, so if I saw you, like, say, in a few years' time, I'd know where I'd seen you, where I'd done the thing, what the thing was about. But if you asked me what I'd done yesterday or what I'd done weeks and weeks ago and all that, no, I wouldn't remember that.
It's frustrating, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, I struggle with it. So short-term memory-wise, I really do struggle with it.
Makes it worse because it's like tasks and all that. Can you get the washing for me? Can you take that upstairs? Can you do this for me? Do that. Can you do this for me? Can you do that? How do you expect me to remember all bloody that?
Even just one of them things and I'd be gone. I couldn't even remember one of them.
Do you know the difference between, I know it's going a bit off topic there, but do you know the difference between a washer and dryer?
Yes, yeah.
I get confused with that.
Really?
A bit,
I
yeah.
I must admit, it's the one thing I'm okay with. I must that sort of thing is not so much of a problem because again, that kind of comes under my long-term memory,
Yeah.
and that really isn't a problem. Genuinely, I could sit here now and tell you about football training 30 years ago at my old junior school without a problem. If you asked me the question of what did I do at 2:30 this afternoon, I would kind of be scratching round to try and remember what I actually did. It's very difficult. And yet some days I'm absolutely fine
Yeah.
in terms of memory. You know, not a big issue, little bits and pieces, but not a big one.
Mm,
Um, it's very disconcerting and quite frustrating.
yeah.
I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at the website that I put up because again that sort of explains little bits and pieces
Yeah.
as to what there is that I've had going on. Because I mean, this all started what 10 years ago now, and that
Was that
was
free or did you have to pay for that website?
I do pay for it. It's a monthly charge, which is very minimal. I'll be honest with you, it's very minimal, and I'm useless when it comes to technology. I really am absolutely terrible. But do you know what? It was really easy to set up. The template's already there for you. So you just basically fill your bits in that you want to
What's it
have there.
called again?
My website is mikesmsjourney.com.
I found your website, but you'll have to send me the company thing when you get the chance.
Yeah, I will do. I think it's something like WebDoor.
Yeah.
If you leave it with me when we're finished, I'll ping it over to you so
Yeah.
you can have a look at it. But yeah, very simple. I mean, I did the whole thing in maybe 2 hours.
And this is going off topic again. How good are you at making channel art?
Terrible.
I was going to say to you,
Absolutely.
I would ask you, can you make a bit of channel art for me? But now you've said you're terrible. That's a no-no.
No, absolutely awful. I'll be honest, I've not even done it for myself. I just use photos. I'm not the
Yeah, the
most
only thing
photogenic
I get
person.
is thumbnails and that is it. That's the only thing I can do.
Sure, I couldn't even do that. I'll be honest with you. Couldn't even do that.
No.
I'm lucky. My boys, they are quite good with that stuff. So if I needed it, I could ask them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, is there anything else that you would like to know about condition or whatever else?
If you got any more conditions, you can. I'm an open
Yeah,
book.
I mean, in all fairness, in terms of that, the first MRI scan I had actually found that I've got a herniated disc in my lower spine, as well as they tell me I've also got arthritis of the
Oh,
spine.
God.
Yeah, it makes for interesting, but apparently, according to the doctors and whatever, they're actually not that fussed about those two. It's the MS
Mm,
that obviously is the bigger issue, and in all
yeah.
fairness, it's the one that, on a personal note, is causing me the absolute biggest issues.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, as I say, I mean, I suffer with foot drop quite badly,
Yeah.
and that's something that hasn't gone away for many months. If I'm walking, even with the crutches, my right foot mainly will literally drag across the floor to the point I've actually, strangely enough, got quite used to it. And I've had to try and adjust how I walk to try not falling over so much. When it first
Mm.
started happening, I was probably having per week, I would say, very north of 10 falls a week.
Does that
Um,
result in toe walking?
uh, by toe walking, you mean it's sort of foot facing flat down, so your toe dragging along the floor?
Oh, no, enough scraping on the floor then.
Yes, that's how my right foot is, and it's uncomfortable. It's not nice, and I'll be honest with you, it's quite scary because when it's a really bad day, I kind of have to try and cling on to walls. I try not to use my crutches at home, which I do get told off for, but I have to hang on to walls and things because otherwise it trips me over and all sorts. And
If I'm
again,
not mistaken, now to think about it, I didn't really know. I should know what MS is. Is it me thinking wrong, or is it when your feet go that way round?
that can happen. Again, I mean, it depends because MS is so different for every single person that has it.
Because I swear I've seen
Different
someone on a
symptoms.
bus before, but I didn't really
Quite
want to
possible. It's quite
assume.
possible. It's quite possible. Again, I mean, where it's so different for every person, not everyone is going to have the
Yeah, his
same
shoes looked
uh,
on the wrong way, and
effect.
his feet looked like near enough
Yeah,
upside down, if you know what I mean. And I
yeah.
thought,
Bless her.
yeah,
So
now you're
that's
saying that, now thinking about it, he might have had it, but it's not really nice to assume. It's not really nice to assume and ask because I don't know the person.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point. Sometimes it's easier to just sort of say nothing because, again, somebody might be quite open about it. I mean, I'm very much an open book. I'm not
Yeah,
fussed. I will talk about absolutely anything to do with it, not a problem. Because, again, as I've said previously on different podcasts, episodes, and whatever, I want to get the word out there because at times people don't understand everything about this condition and whatever else. And I don't. It's still so new to me. I'm massively still learning.
mm,
But the little bits I do know, I want to get out so people that don't know too much can learn a little bit more.
yeah,
Those that are maybe going through it that
yeah,
don't want to talk, I want to try and give them the opportunity to say, if this fella's talking about it, actually, maybe I'm going to be okay to talk about it.
yeah.
And that's the whole point. I want to try and give people that bit of confidence to see that just talk. Because sometimes that's all we need to do is just have a
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. Also, on that note, have you seen any more of my interviews yet or not, or have you just had a
I,
bit gander?
I had a quick look on the one you did with the lady who unfortunately was it, I believe it was breast cancer.
Um,
Uh, so no, cervical cancer. I do
cervical
apologise.
cancer.
Yeah, yeah, very good interview that.
Yeah,
So really, it was quite eye opening. It really was.
yeah. I've recommended she should make one as well, but she's been quite busy in that. But with, as I said, with cancer, she's probably feeling tired very easily as well.
Most definitely. I say fully understand that. Again, I mean, tiredness with MS. It's
Yeah,
something that happens all the time. I mean, I don't sleep very well at the best of times, but when I do sleep well, I feel like I've not slept at all.
no.
It literally is a totally common occurrence, which is
So I'm guessing it's hard to get out of bed. You probably need help getting out of bed.
at times, yes, well, which is difficult because when I work, I do work 4 days a week, 12 hours a day, and I have to get out of bed at 4:15 in the morning.
Oh,
So I do my best not to wake my wife up, desperate not to wake the kids up. It's been a bit of a learning curve to learn to do all that without causing a problem, and
do
it's
you
not
think you'd
easy.
need a hoist or anything? Or
Currently, no, definitely not. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the kind of person that shies away from the difficult side of things. But again, I can't say what's going to happen in 3 or 4 days, let alone 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. It's impossible to say.
true.
Hope not. I genuinely hope not.
Say, wife, can you do this for me? Can you help me with the hoist? Kids, can you
Bless
get
her.
me a drink?
Uh, I do that anyway. I'm very lucky. My wife is she's absolutely. I know everyone would say this, but genuinely, she's incredible. She's we've been together a long time, but she really has been. She's done everything she can to help me, even on the
She's
bad
been your
days.
what?
Do you know what? Yeah, absolutely. I know that's something that gets said quite a lot, but it's true. She has been absolutely incredible. And what I will say is, I'm a very honest person. Since having the diagnosis and everything else, I've had
Mm.
times where I've sit there and cried my eyes out. I'll
You
be
look
totally
like you're
straight.
trying not to sob now.
No, I'm all right. I'm okay, honest. But yeah, no, honestly, I've had times where I've cried my eyes out, and she's always been there.
Yeah,
Never ever turned me away, nothing at all. She's always just either just listened or she's made me laugh or whatever else.
yeah,
Um, and it's been incredible, genuinely incredible. Yeah, she'll get a big head in hearing that.
yeah.
But yeah,
Okay
no, I
then.
must. As I say, I really do appreciate the fact that you've actually given me the opportunity to come on and talk to you.
It's okay.
Yeah, I say I massively appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
No problem. My absolute pleasure. I say any time that you want to have a conversation, I'm quite happy to do so.
Okay then. Thank you again.
No problem. All right.
All right.
I'll speak to you soon.
See you soon.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye. What a nice man.